Now look at the next question now. So okay, conductor of length L moving perpendicular to the uniform magnetic field. Okay. So the thing is, so like there is a conductor. Okay, let's say now magnetic field is like this direction now. So what is the direction of magnetic field? It is into the screen. Okay, it is into the screen. That is the direction of magnetic field. A conductor of length L perpendicular, okay, length L moving perpendicular to uniform magnetic field. Let's say now there is a conductor which is moving perpendicular to uniform magnetic field. Okay, perpendicular to its length and again perpendicular to its length, it is shown already. Okay, as a result, EMF is BLV is induced between the ends. Under this condition, free electron in the conductor, they ask. Under this condition, what will happen to free electron inside the conductor? That is the question they are asking to us. Now tell me what will happen to free electrons in the conductor? The simple thing now. Force acting is how much is now? It will become what now? I times of L cross B. That is the force acting on a conductor which is moving in a uniform magnetic field. So because of the motion, what is going to happen? It is going to have what now? There is a induced EMF. Now what will happen? As it's moving, I need to look at this L and B in what direction they are. Look at L is what direction now? Along like this. Okay, along. So I can take even what now? Upward direction. And B is what direction? Into the screen. B is what now? Into the screen. B is what? Into the screen. Now again I'm going to take now. L is along what now? Along J cap. Cross. B is along what now? Minus K cap. So I'm going to take minus out. J cross K. J cross K become what now? I minus I. So the resultant force will be what direction now? Along minus I cap. Okay. So this we have taken X. This we have taken Y. And Z is like this towards you. Okay, the force is what now? Minus I cap. So minus I cap means what now? It will become a little bit tricky, right? Like this is a force in what direction now? In this direction. Because that's not going to happen now. That's not going to happen now. Okay. So now this is not possible because that is force is negative. So it's not negative now. So that's not possible because, so now I'll take one more equation like this. F equal to, because since they're asking what now? Electrons, I need to go for F equal to Q times of V cross B. Can I use? Okay, if I use this V cross B, let us do for this portion now. So now look at now V is what direction along X axis now? It is I cap. B is along what direction now? Into the board. It is minus K cap. So it will become minus of I cross K. So minus of I cross K become what now? I cross K become minus J. So it will become what now? Plus J. Means the force on an electron is acting in what direction? Upward direction. So since it is an electron, right? This is an electron. It will be what direction? Always opposite to force, right? If it is a positive particle, along the force. If it is a negative particle, along against the force. Since it is an electron, electron is having a negative charge, the electron will start moving like this direction, downward direction. So now, so here, electron are going to drift against the force, right? So now, they drift from higher potential to lower potential. That's the thing. Okay, drift from where now? Higher potential to lower potential. So this is a lower potential point. This is a higher potential point. They drift downward. They are drifting downward, right? Electrons are moving downward means they are moving from higher potential to lower potential. That's the reason the lower terminal is negative potential and the upper one is become positive end. Okay, so that is the answer for this question number 24. So you cannot use this formula. You can use this formula because they are given for electrons. Okay, so let's go for next question now. Question number 25. Now the question is saying that a short circuited coil is placed in a time varying magnetic field. A short circuited coil is placed in where now? Time varying magnetic field. Electric power is dissipated due to the current induced in the coil if the number of turns is quadrupled. Quadrupled means become 4 times, remember. And the wire radius is halved, become half. The electrical power dissipated will be. Let's find out initially how much electric power is there. So electric power is given by the formula is what now? It is given by the formula E by, okay, R E square by R. Again, same, P equal to V square by R, no? Same formula, it is E square by R because induced EMF is E square by R is there. And again, this induced EMF is given by what formula? Is minus N times of d phi by dt. That we know, N times of d phi by dt. So now here, resistance of the wire is there, resistance is also rho L by A. Now if I take all those things, proportionality I'm going to take now. So here, pi is nothing but what now? BA. So now look at now, EMF induced is proportional to number of turns, right? Correct? From this equation. From this equation, resistance is proportional to what now? Length. Of course, length. Okay. And area is there, means I'll write R square because area is given by pi R square. Since they're given a radius term here, so I'm going to take. Then look at now, power is what now? Power is proportional to, can I say N square? Because EMF square is the N square divided by resistance is the L by R square, that is the denominator. So it is L and R square will come to numerator. So power is proportional to this. Now let's say now, initial is there and new number of turns how many? N1 is N, N2 is 4N. Okay, initial radius R1 is R. Now new radius R2 is R by 2. Now I'm going to take P1 by P2. Or I should find out the electrical power dissipated in the second case, right? I will take P2 by P1. It will be better then. Okay, if I take what now? P2 by P1, it will become what now? N2 square, R2 square by L2 square, L2 multiplied by reciprocal, right? It will be N1 square, R1 square in numerator L1 square, L1, just L1. Okay, so since length also increases because number of turns increases, initial length L1 is L and the final length L2 become 4 times of L. Yes or no? Because it is 2 pi R. One circle 2 pi R. 4 times means 4 pi R. Means 4 times of 2 pi R. So length is increased 4 times. Now we're going to insert all those values here. Okay. So now here what we're going to do now? N2 square. N2 square means 4N square. 4 means it will become what now? Directly I'll write 16N square into R2. R2 become what now? R square by 4 divided by L2 become 4 times of L, multiply by L1 is L, divided by N1 square is just N1 square, N square, and it is R1 square is just R square. Now here R square, N square, L and L is going to cancel. This 4 by 4 into 16, like it is what now? 16 into 1 by 4 divided by 4. So we got what now? Finally, P2 by P1 is equal to 1. So ratio if we're getting means what? 1 means there is no change. Initial how much is there? Finally how much is there? So option is what now? B is the right option. So it will be remain same, no change. Okay, it will be remain same, no change. That is P2 by P1. It's clear? Yes. Look at the next question now, 26th question. A rotational velocity of a dynamo armature is doubled. Okay, dynamo armature means AC generator coil will be there, and that's what. The induced EMF is what now? So now, what is the formula for induced EMF in a AC generator? E naught sine omega t, where E naught is the maximum value of peak value. It is given by N B A omega. So if I insert the value, it will become E equal to E naught. Okay, not E naught. It will become N B A omega sine omega t. So I'm going to take now E. They're asking what now? Induced EMF will become E is proportional to omega. They're given rotational velocity omega. So if it is doubled, induced EMF become what now? Again double, right? It is become 2 times because directly proportional. So it is also become what now? Doubled 2 times it is. So there is no change, means there is a change because of what now? Directly proportional. It has become 2 times. That's clear? Question is clear? Yes. Look at next question now. A coil of uniform magnetic field. A coil is in what? Uniform magnetic field. That is shown in the diagram. Perpendicular to the plane of the coil is shown. Okay. So there is a coil is there. We kept where now? Uniform magnetic field. That magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane of the coil. Okay, that is shown. Now look at it. Rotation of the coil about an axis perpendicular to the coil and passing through the center. Now there is a one like this it is. Like this it is means it is passing perpendicular to this first case. Displacement of the coil at the constant speed towards right. I am going to move towards right second case now. Displacement of a coil moving towards right. Third case, rotation of the coil about an axis passing through one of the diameter. Okay, if I look at now one, like this is one more. This is third one they're given. This is second one, first one they're given. Second one is what now? The coil is like moving like this. Coil is shifting towards this side. That is second case. Now, in which of these cases EMF will be induced? Look at now. Look at the first case. Since the coil is rotating there only, flux is changing. Flux is not changing. So because area remains constant, flux is not changing. So flux is not changing means in first case there is no induced EMF. So induced EMF become how much? 0. So wherever there is a first option, that should be removed. So this is not the correct answer because first option is there. This is also not right answer. First option is there. This is also right on, not right answer. First option is there. Means in the first case there is no induced EMF. Means only in the third case EMF is going to induce. Okay, if you shift little bit right, doesn't matter it is. If you completely, if it is go out of magnetic field, when it is going out, there is an induced EMF, but they didn't give displacement of coil at a constant speed towards right. Okay, so it is in the magnetic field, then there is no possibility of inducing. So, which is the option? If you rotate that diametrically, then what will happen? So the magnetic flux linked to the coil is go on changing, will give a GMF. That is the only third case. This possible case is there. So there is a EMF here. So option 3 is right answer. Means A option is right answer for this question. So it's clear how to solve. Now you need to go for complete solving the question. Look at now. Try to solve elimination method also. Like, okay, this option is not possible. So this first case is not possible means this option, this is containing 3 options here. So all are removed. Only one is left. So that is the right answer. The question is done. Okay. Yes. Look at next question now. Okay. Look at now next question. Question number 28. 2 coils of self-inductance 2 millihenry and 8 millihenry are placed so close to each other so that the effective flux of one coil is completely linked with another coil. Then the mutual inductance between them. See here, students. Here we come M equal to square root of L1 into L2 when they are completely linked each other. Okay. So when they're completely linked, actually it will come what now? M is equal to K times of L1, L2 root, where K is what we call coupling constant. Coupling constant. It is coupling constant when they're completely close to each other is equal to 1. Okay, when they're separated, its value varies from where to 0 to 1. When little bit separated, there will be always less than 1, 0 to 1. When they're completely packed, it is 1. Okay, so we take now always imagine completely packed. So we're going to use this formula now. So if I use this formula, it will become what? M equal to square root of L1, L2. L1 is 2 into 10 power minus 3 into L2 is what now? 8 into 10 power minus 3. It will become what now? Root times of 16 into 10 power minus 6. It will become 4 into 10 power minus 3. So it is 4 millihenry. That's the option. 28. B option is the right answer. 28 millihenry. Okay, that's what. Next question. Look at the question number 29. An inductor of self-inductance given 2 millihenry. Current changes time according to the relation. They are given relation for current. What is the inductor? Okay, at what time EMF becomes 0? Now we should know the EMF formula. EMF equal to minus L times of di by dt, right? So current is given now. I want to insert the value. E equal to minus L is given what now? 2 into 10 power minus 3 into d by dt of it is t square e power minus 2. So now we need to go for integral differentiation method now. Differentiation by what rule? Product rule. I'm going to use this one. It is minus 2 into 10 power minus 3. So this is first function we're going to keep as it is. Second function become what now? Minus e power minus t. Okay. Plus e power minus t as it is. Second function become what now? 2 times of t. I hope now you know that integration by parts or integration. Differentiation, that is a product rule. I'm going to take directly here. So if I'm going to simplify now, it will become minus 2 into 10 power minus 3 into it is a minus e to the power of minus t times t square minus plus 2t e to the power of minus t. Now the question is given at what time EMF becomes 0 means we should find out time. So EMF must be 0, right? So if I take an EMF is 0, this part will come down here. That's also 0. It will take minus e power minus t into t square plus 2t into e power minus t. That will become 0. And I'm going to simplify e power minus t into t square equal to 2 times of t into e power minus t. E power minus t, e power minus t is cancelled. So it will going to be what now? T equal to 2. So what's the right answer? C is the right answer. T is going to cancel one time, so T become what of 2 seconds. Okay, that's clear. Can you go for next question now? Yes. Look at the next question now. A coil having a mutual inductance how much? 0.005 Henry. M is given 0.005 Henry. See, in the examination, no need to go for writing like this. Directly you put the value, you simplify. Okay, that's the better thing. So if you go on simplifying again, it will be difficult thing. Okay, keep on writing a data separately and solving them. No need required. So directly I can write here, it is given M. Current changes in a first coil according to the equation they given. I naught is given maximum value of current. Omega is given. Then they're asking a maximum value of EMF in a second coil they're asking. What they're asking now? A maximum value of EMF in what now? Second coil. Okay, if I write a simple diagram, look at now. So since they're given this, so EMF is going to change according to what now? Cos function, right? Because EMF in the case of what now? Given by E equal to minus M times of di by dt. So E is equal to E naught, not E naught, just now minus E minus M into d by dt of I is given what now? I naught sine omega t. So it will become what now? Minus M times of omega I naught. Sin omega t is cos omega t. Negative sign become what now? As it is, no changes in negative sign. So minus m I naught omega cos omega t. Differentiation of sin theta is cos theta. Correct. Okay, that's clear. That is the EMF we got now. So now look at, we need to find out what now? We need to find out maximum value of EMF. So this is the maximum value of EMF now. So E equal to what now? E naught equal to E naught. Okay, E naught equal to M omega I naught is the maximum value of EMF, right? That we need to find out. Let us say now. Always, right? Look at here. So this is the maximum value. It is going to change according to that. So now, if I take that value, M naught, okay, M how much is given? E naught is equal to M omega I naught. M is given. So 0.005 into omega is given how much? 100 pi into I naught is given 10. So it will become what now? So here I'll write this in pi into 10 power minus 3 into this and this I'll write what now? 10 power 3 plus pi or 10 power 3 into pi. This is going to cancel, you get 5 pi. So this is the answer. Okay. That is clear now. Can we go for next question? Simple thing it is. Means you should know the things, basic things. Look at question number 31. A varying current in a coil changes from 10 ampere to 0 ampere. So it is going to change 10 ampere to 0 ampere. In what time? In time of 0.5 second. Okay. If the average EMF is induced in a coil is how much? 220. Then the self-inductance we need to find out. EMF is given how much now? 220. And self-inductance we need to find out. Again, same formula. E equal to minus L times of di by dt. Here di means what now? Change in current. That is 0 minus 10. So you get minus 10 ampere. Means final value of current minus initial value of current. And dt is the time taken for the change. How much it is? 0.5 seconds. So then it is 220 equal to minus L times of minus 10 divided by 0.5. So minus and minus is going to cancel. It will become 220 into 0.5 by 10. Okay, 10 is equal to L. So it will become what now? It is going to cancel. So it will become 22 into 0.5. So 0.5 means what now? 5 by 10 we can take. So 22 into 5 by 10 we can take, no? It will become 110 by 10, so it will become 11. Or simply 0.5 means 1 by 2, right? So it will become what now? 22 by 1 by 2, so it will become 11. So answer is what now? 11 Henry. Okay, so that's the question. Look at now next. The total charge induced in a conducting loop when it is moved in a magnetic field depends on. Now we need to find out total charge induced in a conducting loop when it is moved in a uniform magnetic field. That we need to find out. Now that's the question now. Look at now, as we know the formula for induced EMF is equal to what now? d phi by dt. Delta phi by delta t or d phi by dt, where phi is given by what now? Formula BA cos omega t. No, BA cos omega t, we know this. So now I want to take just in a simple way is equal to delta phi by delta t, where E equal to what now? I times of R. So now E by R equal to I. Can I use here? So in the place of P, I'm going to use I times of R, that is equal to delta phi by delta t, where I is what now? Current, that is given by delta Q by delta t. Okay, I'm going to use now delta Q by delta t times of R is equal to delta phi by delta t. Now delta t is going to cancel. So I can take now delta Q times of R is equal to what now? Delta phi. Then delta Q equal to what now? delta phi by r means delta q is indicating induced charge. Is indicating what now? Induced charge. Delta phi is indicating what now? Change in flux. And R is indicating what now? Resistance of a coil. So we got a new relation between these three factors. So now tell me, the given total charge induced in a conducting loop when it is moved through a magnetic field depends on what factor? One is change in flux and resistance. Now look at it. Rate of change of magnetic field. Is it a rate of change delta phi? No, it is just a change. Rate of change when we say, when we divide with the time. So this is not right answer. Initial magnetic flux only? No. It depends on change in flux, initial and final both. So it is not right. Total change, right it is. The final, no. So what is the answer now? C is the right answer for the given question. So it depends on what now? The total change in flux. So remember this formula, students. This is an important formula. The relation between induced charge and change in flux and the resistance. Okay. Yes. Let's say next question now. Question number 33. See, again, we came back to the same type of question. The magnetic flux through the circuit of resistance R changes by amount of delta phi in delta time t. Then the total quantity of charge Q they have taken that passes any point in a circuit during delta t represented by what formula? Simple thing. We just now proved what formula we have taken now. Delta Q equal to delta R by delta. Okay, delta Q equal to delta pi by R. ऐसा no. Here they are asking now. What they are asking? They are asking in a given time. They are asking. So I should divide it by what now? Time. So this given here the total quantity of charge that Q that passes any point in a circuit during a delta t. So I can take now delta Q by delta t. Now it is Q. That as per the given question now. Okay, that's what we call current actually. So now delta Q we know already, we insert the value. It will become 1 by delta t multiplied by delta pi by r. So it will become what now? 1 by r times of delta pi by delta t. So where is the option? B option is the right answer. Okay, the given Q is what given here. This much Q is given to us. Okay, you can take him I because the current is charges passing through a given time will give us a current. But they indicate Q to confuse us. Don't get confused. Okay. Yes. Let's have a look at the next question now. Okay, the question is 34th question. A coil having area A0 is placed in a magnetic field. Okay, changes from B0 to 4B0. Okay, initial magnetic field is B0 and the final magnetic field is what now? 4B0. Okay, final magnetic field is what? 4B0. In a time interval T. Now they are asking us EMF induced in a coil will be how much EMF is there? We need to find out. What is the formula for EMF induced? EMF is equal to minus d phi by dt. Correct? Where phi is what now? B A and into cos theta. Where theta is not given to us, we take care of how much now? Cos theta is equal to 1. So flux is what now? B times of it. So now, if I use this value, it will become what now? Let us take a magnitude of induced EMF, which become plus. So E equal to d by dt of B times of A. So now area of the coil is constant, not going to change. That is A become A naught, we take it outside. It is A by dB by dt. Here dB nothing but what now? Change in magnetic flux. So it is going to change from where to where? B to B naught. So it is B1. So it is B2. Change is what now? B2 minus B1. So B2 is 4B0 minus B0. It will become what now? 3 times of B0. That is dB. Use this value. So it will become area is A0. dB is become what now? 3 times of B0. And how much time is given for change? dt. That is equal to t they are given. So it will become divided by t. Okay. So since it has become just by t, so it will become what now? It will become 3 times of A0 B0 by t. That is the value of induced EMF. So look at which option is correct now. So this is the first option is the right answer. 3 times of A0 B0 divided by t. Okay. So that's clear to all of you now. So it is again based on what now? Magnetic flux, induced EMF. Yes. Let us have a next question now. Look at now next question now. A conducting square loop of L having a resistance R move in a plane with uniform velocity V perpendicular to one of its sets that's shown in the diagram. Okay. Okay, the magnetic field is exist where now? In a time and space, the complete thing is completely covered with magnetic flux. There is a complete magnetic field now. Now it is pointing perpendicular into the plane of the board. Exist everywhere. This is very important word. Exist everywhere. Then the induced current, how much we need to find out. Look at now, very simple thing. As it moving, since the magnetic field is uniform, exists everywhere. Now tell me the number of magnetic field lines passing through this given area or magnetic flux linked with this given area is going to change. No, right? If there is no change in magnetic flux, current is going to induce. Again, look at now, induced EMF is equal to minus d phi by dt. Whenever the flux changes, then there is an induced EMF. So since even though it is moving, the magnetic flux linked with the coil is not changing, there is no induced EMF at all. So 0 is the right answer. Sir, when it is completely coming out of that magnetic field, of course, there will be induced EMF. Okay, now it is there here, sir. Now it is coming down. Okay, now flux is changing. Flux is keep on decreasing. As flux is keep on decreasing, what will happen? As per Lenz's law, flux need to increase, so it is going to produce magnetic field like this direction. So now current is going to induce in this direction. Okay, so but it is not now this case. It is inside, flux is not changing, so 0 is the right answer. Okay, yes. Next question. Have a look at the next question now. If the current increases from 0 to 1 ampere, so current is increased 0 ampere to what now? 1 ampere. In how much time taken? 0.1 second. A coil of inductance is how much? Self-inductance 5 millihenry. Okay, the magnitude of induced EMF they ask. Again, same formula equal to minus L into di by dt. I am leaving this question to you because this type of question we have done many times. Okay, so find out the answer for this question. That's the work for you. Okay, take a screenshot of this one. Find out this answer for this question. Okay, yes. Look at now next question. A generator has an EMF 440 volt and internal resistance how much? 400. Okay, 400 ohm it is. It is 400 ohm it is. Its terminals are connected to a load resistor 4000 ohm. Then the voltage across the load we need to find out. We need to find out what now? The voltage across the load. To find out voltage across the load, first I need to find out current, how much is there. What is the formula for current? I equal to E by R plus R. So E means how much? 440 volt divided by resistance how much now? External resistor, this is external resistor and internal resistance is given here. This is small r. External resistance how much? 4000 plus internal resistance how much? 400. So it will become what now? 440 divided by 4400. So it is going to cancel what now? 44 divided by 440. So it is 11 4 ja. It is 1140 times, right? So it will become 0.1. Current is 0.1. Now I need to find the voltage across the load, means using Ohm's law, V equal to I times of R. So I need to find out voltage. I is how much now? 0.1 into R. Resistance how much now? It is 4000. It will become what now? It will become 400 volt. So D is the right answer. So it will become what now? 400 volt. That is the voltage drop across load. Okay, this is 0.1 current. That is the current supplied. Okay, next look at now next question. Question number 38 now. The EMF of 2 volt is produced in a coil. How much EMF is going to produce in 2 coil? When the current changes in the steady rate 3 to 2 ampere. Current is going to change 3 ampere to what now? 2 ampere in a steady rate. In what time? Time is taken 1 millisecond. So 1 into 10 power minus 3 second. The value of self-inductance. Again, same formula. EMF is equal to minus L times of di by dt. I'm leaving to you this question also. Take a screenshot of this question. Same formula is given to you. So you can simplify using the formula and time is given. Okay, it's a I1, it's a I2. So di become what now? I2 minus I1 and delta T becomes T, that is given here. Simplify, you get a value of self-inductance. Now next, go for next question. Question number 39 now. Okay, so we discussed this question. Okay, let us finish this question. A coil has 200 turns, area is 70 centimeter square, magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane of the coil is given. Take 0.1 second to rotate through an angle of how much? 180. Then the value of induced EMF they are asking in a question. What they are asking? The value of induced EMF they are asking. So to find the value of induced EMF, so we always know we need to find out what now? EMF equal to minus n times of d phi by dt, where d phi means change in flux, d phi equal to phi 2 minus phi 1. Let us find out these values now. Number of turns are same, coil area is same. Okay, so I'm going to find the flux now. Phi 1. Okay, how much will be phi 1? Initially, see, rotate through an angle of how much? 180 degree means initial angle is how much? Theta 1 equal to 0 degree, theta 2 equal to 180 degree. So first case I'm going to find out, it is B A cos 0 degree. So B is how much? 0.3 into area is 70 into 10 power minus 4 into cos 0 degree is 1. So it will become what now? 21 into 10 power minus 4. So that is what now? Weber. Okay, so second case flux phi 2, that is B A cos 180 degree. Okay, so it will become what now? Minus 21 into 10 power minus 4 Weber. So change in flux d phi is become what now? Phi 2 minus phi 1, it will become minus 2 times of 21 into